How you doing, Ol? BarCast. Oh, I haven't heard it in so long.
Welcome everybody, this is a new thing for the podcast for season 3 of BarCast.
Yeah, it's your host. This is my beautiful assistant, Mark.
My lovely co-host, the singer, the one and only, the Crispy.
Yeah, we are now doing our podcast live on Twitch, and it's something which we talked about it. We definitely talked about it, but we were not sure how we were going to do it. So, episode 1, test run, we're going to give it a go, see if we like the format. I've disabled some of the sound alerts, especially the jump scare ones.
Makes sense, because obviously, depending on what we're talking about.
Yeah, you can still interact. Feel free to ask us questions. That's going to be, I think, one of the main features of this season.
Yeah.
Based on previous seasons, we found that season 1 was more nerdy, more video games, more talk, and season 2 got a lot more personal.
Yeah.
Season 3, we sort of want to amalgamate those two, mostly focusing on the nerd side of things, because that is what the chat was initially about. Yeah. But other than that...
But yeah, so basically, we decided the new thing would be quite interesting is, we've both streamed, we're both getting used to it, and what's better is we can do it live, so you guys can interact with us more, it's more personal, and you also get to see the outtakes live, instead of it being like a reel at the end.
Exactly, which Chris keeps forgetting to make.
But, no worries, and this is obviously our trial, and if anyone is watching, or anyone does see this recording, obviously this is the trial run that we're going to do. We're going to hopefully do it more. This will still appear on our YouTube. We'll figure out how to do that in a minute. If it's not straight away, we will be working on it.
Yeah, if it's not within a couple of days after the broadcast, it will be by the weekend. Yeah. There's a lot of personal circumstances going on right now. My personal circumstances has literally just changed, so I've got to work out some personal things, so my streams might become more or less frequent, depending on what happens. It's a real... For me right now, I'm not ready to disclose any more information, because it hasn't even been 24 hours for me yet. Since it's become official. It's been 23 and a half. But we are not here to talk about that today. Yeah. I think before we get into the new swing of things, we also want to give you just a couple of updates of how things have gone for us since the end of Season 2. Because it's been 3 months. Well, nearly 3 months. Yeah. Because it was Christmas and I had COVID. Well, we had COVID.
Yeah.
We have both had COVID. He had COVID again. Because he had it last Christmas, and then he had it this Christmas.
Yeah, my crew don't let me forget about that. No, because it's like, oh, Mark, are you going to have Christmas off again? It's like, no, it's not fair time in the row.
But it's been, so we've also both had our birthday. We're both now 27.
Yeah.
We're both now cubed in age.
Yes.
Which is a little daunting to think that we're 27 now.
Yeah, my crew tend to think I'm older still, and it's like, I'm not that old yet. Slightly, but I'm more mature than I used to be when I used to cause mayhem. You won't see that on stream because that's natural, Mark, but at work I tend to have to be a little bit mature.
Yeah. Also, Mark has been streaming more.
Yes.
He's been taking a bi-weekly Friday slot to Painter's Miniatures. He's done 4 streams. You've done them every other week since January?
Yes. Did 3 of them of painting. One of them was just playing Sunset. Which is basically a game which you call Carnage. So it's up my stream. But yeah, so the updates as well is myself and Chris, we've actually lost some more weight as well.
I'm finally down into a 36-inch waist.
Nice.
So I'm dead chuffed about that. I mean, we did talk. I did cover that. I've gained a couple of pounds because I've had a really stressful 2 months with work. But I'm hoping to, get that. No T-Rexes for the podcast. No sound alerts. Sorry, Doc.
But obviously, one
good.
thing if you don't know, these shirts were made by some lovely people, and one of them is in the chat. If you do see the chat,
yeah. I've lost overall since I started losing weight. I've lost 3 stone, but I've lost 2 in the past year or so.
Well, to be honest, I think I mentioned in the podcast before. At one point, probably early podcasts, I think I weighed at about 21 stone. Didn't necessarily look it, and I think I'm below 19 by being about 18 stone something. So I've lost about 2 stone.
Yeah. So I was nearly 20 stone, and I'm now 17 on the dot. 17.
Yeah. So we've been working on our goals, and to be honest, it's not necessarily easy to always lose weight and do real life work. It's plus when you want to do what makes you chill out, it's a bit hard. But no, we do what we can, and for me to go down my Viking route, I will be looking after
to get
myself.
shredded. But sorry, I distracted you. You were talking about we have to thank Doc and his lovely wife for making these shirts. This is the first official podcast with these in. This is the first bit of footage we've done, both wearing this shirt.
Yes.
Which, I'm about 17 stone too. No. You don't look it, Doc.
No, you really don't, Doc.
But yeah, we love them.
Oh, we do.
We're repping, we will be wearing these effectively every podcast.
Yes. I kept it somewhere so secure that I had to try and find it even more. Because I thought, it can't go anywhere. Can't go anywhere else. So I thought, I'll be secure. I was like, Chris, I can't find it. We're going to have to do the podcast without it. And then it was like, Chris, I found it.
What about the socks? Socks.
I'm wearing the socks.
I'm not mine are in the wash because I wore them for a stream a little while ago. And I haven't done a whitewash yet. So that's my bad.
I've got them, but I'm not sure my legs are going to reach as high. I'm not a gymnastic after all.
Yeah. Don't you dare play Litty Sock Tom. We will not show you our socks just yet.
No, not yet. That's for the OnlyFans.
Yes, which once you hit a certain goal, we will start up.
Yes, I will. Obviously, as been stated in previous ones, for the hype and all of that jazz, I decided, well, at one point I'll jump onto the OnlyFans, not in the way that everyone's thinking. Not in that way.
Subscribe.
Yeah, join our Patreon today. The other thing as well, I've now officially made my own social media on Twitter now. So if anyone wants updates more personal what I'm doing, it is on our channel Twitter as well. The links will follow there. Won't blag you with all my social medias just yet. That comes in later in the season.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted, Doc. Yeah, you finally made your own social media.
Yeah.
Well, Twitter anyway.
Yes.
So he's finally. So I got admin stuff to do now. Gee, thanks.
Aye.
If you like our content, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi. Anywho, we are gonna get into the meat and potatoes. So bar chats. We're going to go back to the nerd stuff, and obviously you're going to have questions about me about the latest Pokemon game. Yes.
So obviously Chris has recently been started playing the new Pokemon game, which the name, even in my dyslexic mind, is like, I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Legends Arceus.
See, I would say something wrong. That wouldn't be the right name.
Or Arceus. People pronounce Arceus and Arceus differently, but I say Arceus.
So obviously, what is quite interesting from what I've seen is that it's a massive jump from where the game used to be. Because obviously, I remember playing the Game Boy editions where it was like you just look at face down in like 2D. But obviously, from what I've seen of Chris playing, it's more 3D, isn't it?
Yeah, Yeah, the new game is just completely different. It's more Breath of the Wild than Pokemon in sense of the way you explore the world, and you got to do missions and this and that. and you got to unlock things. However, it's still got some original features. It's still got the standard, I will throw a Pokemon out and we will battle one-on-one. And it's still turn-based. However, the turn bases are smarter because depending on your Pokemon's speed and the type of move you use, you can do 2 attacks in one go.
Oh, nice.
Which is, makes fighting a lot more planned because you might have to plan for taking 2 hits in one go. And these Pokemon hit like a truck.
Yeah, from what I remember seeing some of the encounters. But the interesting thing, though, is that one of the new features is, obviously in the old games, Pokeballs you had to buy, didn't you, all the time? But from what I saw from your playing, you had to...
craft.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still buy Pokeballs and Great Balls, but you get a certain bit distance in the game, you upgrade your rank, you unlock more balls. I will be able to be mature about this.
Maybe.
And,
Maybe. I'm proud of you.
But you have to craft them, which you have to gather resources for. So the basic Pokeball would be just the acorn and the other material, like a rock. Tumblestone, that's the term. Tumblestone. And that would make your Pokeball. And then you'd have to get an iron ingot to make it a Great Ball, and then iron chunk, to get a Great Ball, and then you have to get something else to make it an Ultra Ball. And you can also get heavy balls, which are good against the big truckers, and you can get feather balls, which is for the ones that are like all the way in the distance flying.
Ah, right. So obviously, as you like craft and you have to make it, obviously everyone knows before in like the old games you had to fill a Pokedex. So obviously that still applies in this one now.
The story of so after the new Pokemon game, are you going to bring Pixelmon to the Minecraft server? Maybe. Maybe not this server. So with Legends I'm going to say Arceus. With Legends Arceus, the storyline is your job is to complete the original Pokedex. So it's the first one. But instead of just catching one of the Pokemon to fill the page, you have to catch multiple, and you have to do like tasks. You have to like make it use a certain move so many times. You have to,
so like proper research assignments. So, So if anyone's kind of like played like Monster Hunter, it's similar. Though, like you start off doing small missions, you do your research on the creature by the sounds of it. So if anyone is a fan of Monster Hunter, it sounds like it's not exactly like
but it's got some aspects.
But it's got like the aspect. Or if you want to go into a game, then I guess it would be the best. Because I've played Monster Hunter and it looked like quite similar.
Yeah.
But also I noticed what it looks like it took one feature from a previous game, like with the Ranger, where you used to use Pokemon, from what I could see in the game.
Yes, I can see. Yeah, you can use. Well, you can catch Pokemon. Please. Okay, sorry. Don't let chat interrupt the flow.
That's fine.
It's fine. We're still getting used to this stock. So with... Where was I? Yeah, I see what he means now. So I can see what you're talking about with Pokemon Ranger, where you'd use Pokemon to assist your catching. However, in this instance, you're not using Pokemon. You don't always have to use Pokemon to assist. You can use items. So the good thing about this game is you get a little bit of a Dark Souls feel. You do have to stop, drop, and roll, which is really fun. However, you're not based on stamina.
Okay.
I mean, if you take too many hits, you will get hurt, and you will pass out and you lose. Blah blah blah. But you will dive about, and you can just run away if that. But the idea is you can sneak up on Pokemon, and sneak up. You can throw cakes and berries, to make the
food fight.
to make them turn around. Make sure you don't hit them with it, but you can throw food. And they can go to the food and eat it, and then you can use smoke bombs to disguise yourself, or you can crawl in the grass, and then you throw Pokeballs from behind to try and catch them. If that doesn't work, if they get mad at you, providing it's not a really strong Pokemon like an Alpha, which I'll talk about in a moment, you can throw rocks and balls of mud and snowballs, and that will distract them or hurt them enough that they're weakened.
Okay.
So you can throw a ball and try and catch them that way. If that doesn't work, good old fashioned, throw your Pokemon out, beat them up. But once they're fainted, again, like in the old games, you can't catch them.
Yeah. So,
Hi, Gabe.
So obviously, from what you were mentioning, you were saying about the alphas.
Yeah, it's not one of each Pokemon, but quite a few Pokemon have what's called an alpha. And it's basically the big bitch. Okay. So you'll get, say you've got a little Starly, an alpha Starly would be bigger, stronger, and it'll be aggressive. Like it will find you and it will attack you. They're normally stronger than as in higher level as well than the others in the area. And they will come at you from the get-go, even in the first route.
Alright.
Like, in the first route there's a Snorlax, which is like in the level 45, like you could be level 10, and there's like a level 40 Rapidash.
Nice.
So this game does have like level boundaries, but not in wild Pokemon. The wild Pokemon will just be what they are, and they will just go at you.
That's fair enough.
Like, routes will have like level caps for like standard wild Pokemon, but the alphas aren't capped as much.
Right.
Like, the alpha I've struggled to get, I still haven't caught it yet because I gave up, is a Garchomp. All the other wild Pokemon are like level 40, 50, and this one's level 80.
Yeah, well,
and he's a bitch because there's no grass to hide in.
Yeah, I remember watching this, and
I used so many Ultra Balls on him, and I haven't caught him yet.
And to be honest, this was like fighting it with a Pokemon that you don't want to flat outright, but it can one-shot you.
Yeah, and I really want to catch it because it'll be really useful for the final boss battles.
Yeah, it was a bit of a insane fight, but obviously it does look quite interesting. And if anyone does like Breath of the Wild, they'll love it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, with the use of Pokemon, that you can use them, and you actually get to really see the Pokemon in action. It's not just like an animation of like a shadow, like in some of the older games. You actually do see the Pokemon that you use. So, for example, with one regards of if you got a Magikarp, for example, which I saw like Chris did, you could just see this thing jumping over like a dolphin, which you don't think really to use a Magikarp because everyone tends to look down on them. Obviously, it's evolution everyone loves, but afterwards it's not the same. But it does look an interesting game, and I used to play Pokemon, as I said, on the Game Boy. It seems that I might come back to this style because it does look a lot more interesting. Not saying I was wrong with the art, but it looked too similar.
Yeah, a lot of the standard Pokemon games now have a set format. You will do the 8 gyms in the Pokemon League, and in between you'll deal with the team, the evil team, whether it's Rocket, Team Galactic, Magma, Aqua. No, and by the 7th gym or 8th gym, you've caught the game's legendary.
Now, what I think they should do is they should make a Viking one, but you be playable in it. Because imagine that, like the more the ice cap areas where you see in some of the newer games actually, you got more of the ice places that are appearing. It's like what was the game that was before it? You used to go. It was like It's like the fighting types. They had it more on the mountains, didn't they? And it's like the icy areas.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I can't remember the thing, but yeah, you used to you got like this like bear fighting one. I think
Cubfu.
Yeah. Yeah, so like imagine that, but imagine like in the mountains, like you got like the Viking ones that just come down, and like they should base a character based on me and the anarchy levels of what I do. So it'll be like no stealth elements will be inside. It would be sure anarchy and chaotic, but a good time.
Yeah, I think they're focusing on like Spanish sort of culture next with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I believe they're called.
Yeah, because I can't remember. They kind of like a French number on one of the older ones.
Yeah,
on the DS.
Yeah, that was Kalos Gen 5. Gen 5, Gen 6. Could be Gen 6. I'm getting my numbers mixed up.
You know more than I do, my friend.
Gen 6 because it was the introduction of Mega Evolutions. And Lumos City was effectively Paris. That's the version you're talking about. But this next region, I don't know what they're going to introduce as the feature, but you got the new starters. One looks like a dark, and I'm not really fussed about the dark. One looks like a grass litten from Alola. So I'm just like, really, another cat? But then you got the little crocodile, Fue Coco. And he looks like a little chili. And he's Coco, crocodile, Fue, fire. He's a fire croc. And his...
dragon, guys, dragon.
Well, they think ghost, because he looks like a ghost chili.
Oh.
Yeah, which would be cool.
And that would explain more of a Spanish, like Mexican
Exactly.
style.
But he's a laid-back croc who just goes about his day. And I'm just like, that's just me. That's just me. I'm a chill little guy who likes the spicy food.
Yes.
Although I'm not a little guy.
No.
I mean, I am compared to you because I'm a little bit shorter.
Yes.
Because I am on the higher of the two chairs, and he's sat further back.
I'm on the child seat. So yeah, I'm like on the naughty step, just to balance it out, really. Don't ask me what I've done. I don't know what I've done yet. I mean, I'll find out probably after the podcast. Like, you've been a naughty boy. You were late one more time.
Yeah. I
wasn't late, gents. I was perfectly on time. I don't know what anyone means.
Yeah, 1933, perfectly on time.
Oh, it was, gentlemen. You should have seen it. I was raring to go. Found the shirt, was rushing, going down, being like, I've got to make it to the podcast. Oh, God, get out of the way, skeleton. Boom. Fighting. And then what happened? The dragon came out of nowhere. It was like, brah, boom. And then what happened? Got onto a lovely mountain, was driving. It's like, Tokyo drifting around. And what happens? Dragna came out. Oh my God. It delayed me. And I was like, I've got no time for this. I've got a podcast. So I threw the mighty hammer and Stormbreaker. So I haven't got them at the stream at the moment because somehow they're lodged in some body. So don't ask me where that's happened today, gents. But I was not late. I made sure of it. By Odin's beard, I was not late.
I need a bit.
So yeah. So the my lovely tales of how I get to place are good. And obviously this brings out the fact that I'm going back into almost story writing or storytelling.
Yeah, so, I think that's off Pokemon. So tell me, you've been going more into Vikings. Tell us Vikings, what have you been doing?
So, obviously, recently with the supplies that I get my beard supplies from, I've recently joined their program of becoming the insider. I'll mention more on my own social medias because I don't want to overshadow our...
Yeah, but brag about it for a little bit.
But yeah, so obviously I've been using the Beard Struggle items, and various times there's been like the apparel that I've been wearing. So you'll see like the Midgard Viking Brotherhood, or like No Shave, or ask me about my inner Viking, or if you see my social media. So I've joined a program where I can be more involved and join a community of like the bearded ones. So obviously I've reshaped the beard. I got a nice trim so to keep it down, because what I want to do is have it nice and short here, but then grow this out more. So eventually, at one point, I can put a braid in it. So it look quite good. But joining them is quite a good atmosphere. But yeah, so obviously, like with Chris, he's got a nice beard look. For myself, I'm hoping with one of the new products that they do is it's hard to know on here with the camera, but I have some bits that are a bit too thin or the hairs are light. But I've got a new solution that should bring it out more and make it darker. But yeah, so on my Twitters and my other social medias, I'll be posting more about the products that I use, and I'm actually quite proud of how it's come. And I've used them for a couple of years, and I'm so grateful to actually be part of it, and I can work my way up. So when I joined the program, I went straight from a Marauder to a Hauser, which I will post. So I was already the next level up. Obviously, I'm just going to contact their support team because I can't access all the content. But I got my ambassador kit, so I got a nice new shirt, beanie, and I had a band that I'm not wearing at the moment with the brand Viking on.
Yeah, I'm wearing my band, and it's just a little bit gay.
So
I'm not part of a brand or a sponsorship or anything. I'm just a little bit gay.
Yeah. For me, I'm just glad because it's good company and I've used them, and I'm glad to be part of joining them, and hopefully if I do well on my social medias, work my way up and basically do well. So hopefully, that's why I'll be more on the social media, and because I've got my head wrapped around what I want to do, so all my hobbies now make sense and who I see, it's easier for me now to plan around social media. So on our Twitter of CM BarChats, I'm more interacting with everyone. So if anyone's got questions, they can either send me a message to my own, and I can respond through our channel, or you can always still message the channel, and I always respond. Same as Chris. I've got connections still to both Twitters, so I'll keep pumping out content on there. So even if it's my content like just appearing, obviously from what my co-host has got a little smirk, he's taking after my immaturity levels.
I just misheard you. I thought you said you were humping out.
I mean, that might happen on the OnlyFans, but that's another day. See, this is what I mean, folks. I'm no filter, by the way.
No, he's not. So what you're also going to get, we're just going back to what we said before we went on to Pokemon, for the people watching. If you've seen our podcast before, you'll notice it normally has a steady flow, and you don't know how much I actually normally edit out or try and keep the conversation so it makes some sense, because Mark and I have been known to ramble when we're together.
I don't know what you mean.
So if you listen to like episode 1 of season 1, we're just rambly, a bit like I'm doing now.
Well, it's natural. But this is part of what a podcast is, and it's more where you can see us uncut. You're seeing the true selves. So you might see more of the storytellers. You might see more of my jokes that may be appropriate, may not be appropriate. But exactly. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I ever go below the belt, which I don't really go below the belt.
No, you're not. We're normally pretty good. Actually. I mean, we ramble, we take the mick, but we keep things above board.
Oh, God, yeah. I won't.
And we've kept our swearing down as well.
Hell yeah. Oh, no.
That's not a swear, so that's good.
In some places it is.
True.
Mine's are all changing now. It's like by Odin's beard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
By Thor's hammer. They sound much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously going back to like the nerdy side of it, hopefully we will be going more into the content of like the verses and doing some other content. And this is content that we can do over anything. So for example, we could just be playing an innocent game in the background and just talking about who our favourite heroes are. I mean, we could even basically say, what do we think in like Minecraft? What is going to be like the stronger fight, or who do you think's better out of a snowman or an iron golem?
Yeah, I mean, I already know the answer to that because I've already done that. But speaking of Minecraft, since the podcast has been on hiatus, we haven't really spoken about the BarCraft server. Over the past few months, it got quiet. Because the server restarted in November.
Yeah.
For season 3 of the server, and we had Doc, you, me, Max, Scott, Rex, Jackie, and Dan. That's it. They all joined, and then Ava joined. Ava joined a little bit later.
I think it was like
a few weeks later.
A week later.
Yeah, she wasn't there straight away, but she did join because I know I had a couple of builds in already.
Yeah, because I think it was like in one of the streams you got chatting, and then it was you quickly. Yeah, I think it was like the week after. I think I was on the ship.
Yeah, you were on the ship because you were there. You were there for the startup, but you weren't there on the ship. You were on the ship, so. But it's been a little quieter where Doc's had things on. Rex has had personal stuff on. Like everyone else has been busy, so it's pretty much. It's mostly been me.
Yeah.
Me, sometimes Scott, and you've popped in now and then.
Yeah. But folks, it's now changed. I've now moved into the lovely city.
Yeah, you've moved into our town. Doc's been on at least once in the past week. Rex has been on, and he said he's going to be coming back a bit.
Yeah, it's all good.
And I've gotten my mojo for building stuff in the Gothic area. So, but with 118, I have found that mining has been a different ball game, especially when I want diamonds. And I don't want diamonds to spend. Scott found a ceiling design for the theatre he's building. He's got to build the theatre, and it's got a diamond block chandelier in it.
Oh no.
And it might have been a sea lantern block chandelier, but now I'm just like, no, I want it to be diamond blocks now.
Oh no.
So obviously I need diamonds, and it's 9 diamonds a block. So I've done like a couple hours of mining, and I've gotten like half a stack of diamonds, and that's about it. Oh, diamond ore.
Mine tends to be the Crusades against the Pigmen.
But the next update is 119, and that's the wild update. But that's going to have the Deep Dark City, which means the Warden. Now,
no armor, fighting like a berserker.
Oh, you'll be dead in one hit.
That would be fun. I have a bed.
Yeah, you. Oh, Mr. Man here wants diamonds chandelier.
It's going to be an interesting design.
But yeah, this Deep Dark, I think
I'm going to harvest it though.
it's going to be damn difficult. It's got more health than the End Dragon and the Wither combined.
Oh, no, I'm in the area.
Oh yeah, you got
it.
You got to be careful. Just avoid the screamers.
No.
This guy's going to die so many times to this Warden. That's going to be the chat log. Catapostrophe slain by the Warden. Catapostrophe slain by the Warden. Catapostrophe blew up. Catapostrophe fell from a high place.
And the thing is, I don't go much with armor.
No, he doesn't. He forgets so often.
Yeah, I forget.
Wow. Yeah, we were just like, Mark, did you bring your armor? Because we're doing it. Oh, no, I forgot.
Who needs armor when you got the skill?
You don't have that either.
Terrible! I'm meant to be the Viking. I'm meant to be savage, not him. I'm meant to hit him as well. Excuse me, young man. You're the panda. You're meant to be a plastic creature.
You do realise pandas only
I know.
appear.
Oh, I know. They're the most.
The skill of
violent
respawning should not be made light of.
Yes, I agree with that. The respawn. I'm like Deadpool. I'll go down, but I'll just come up. Apart from my legs won't really go.
No. Or your hands.
At least I wouldn't have baby legs though.
That's true. Or baby cock.
It's not the size that matters.
Yeah, but no, I'm not going down that route. This is not
See,
that
the
sort
thing
of
is,
show.
I'm very good at causing this to spiral down the massive staircase. But yeah, so going back to the main design is originally I was going to make a Viking village, but the idea that I had is not working. So I'm basically joining the city anyway because it makes sense. We all realise anyway. I was just further along, but the biome, if I want to have the snow, I can easily bring it over. It won't take too much.
Yeah, you might want to change your locations just a bit higher, so snow sets easier.
I'm not need snow. I might just have it like a placeholder, but
Put snowmen down, they'll make snow.
But would it last? It might last.
It won't last, but if you keep snowmen, they'll keep putting snow down. But yeah, no, it's good. It's all good.
But yeah, we're finding new ways of new buildings, what we're doing. So it looks quite nice because we're each person now in the city. Obviously, we all talk because there is a layout how we're going to do it. We don't want to build a random structure in the middle of nowhere. So, whereas I originally was going to be building a longhouse, which obviously used to be like where some of the ships that used to carry across be upside down, you build it out. I'm now going to probably do more of a Giles fort like type of house, so one that's actually been properly made and constructed instead of just one place that they've landed, because it makes sense. If I've joined an ally, then I might as well have like the type of fortress that they would, so it'd be more stone and wood instead of it just being primarily wood.
Okay.
So I will
Just 'cause
use
we've got
a
loads of
mixture.
stone.
Hopefully what I'm going to try and do is like a squares on either side of different wood colour, so I might use a mixture of light and dark, or might use 2 different oaks, like the dark oak, so the floor looks nice. Or I might try and do an effect where in the middle there's a fireplace. I maybe try and make like some chandelier things out of like iron or stone fences, or make wood on top, and maybe try and do basins on the other sides.
No, that makes sense. So, like, we got plenty of resources. Chris has been grinding a lot lately. You know, like, we got lots of wood, lots of metal, lots of stone.
Yes, not what you're thinking, viewers. If you, I've got a day in mind like myself.
But yeah, no, we've been quite happily ticking along. We still got a few things we need to do. I've got a sorting system that needs fixing because I really need to get that redstone working. We have a raid farm that needs finishing. So we got to figure that out.
I think if we get the villagers up, I wonder if that one that does work might be alright. Maybe not right. Or we have to take the whole...
We'll have to try it out.
Or we might have to take the whole thing apart.
I think that.
If we take it all apart, and then do it block by block, we can't go wrong.
Block by block, bottom from the top. Also build it slightly further away, so when we're at the bottom, we're not going to get killed by pillagers all the time. Because that's really annoying when we're up there and we come down, there's just like 50 pillagers.
Unless we build like a train station up the mountain that goes along.
Build it in the ice, in the sea.
Well,
It'll work better there.
Yeah, so start small, get the villager in there, and then go up.
Yeah, or we could build that temporary one, that little one, which will work. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again. But yeah, as you can see, we're literally brainstorming this like all the damn time. Well, not all the time, like, but a lot, because we have notice boards, we have a chat. No, we keep busy. We keep busy. So yeah, but that's Minecraft. So it's Minecraft, Viking, Pokemon. What else have we got? Well, honestly, we did not come fully prepared.
Well, the thing is like with these podcasts, the best thing is that now that it's recorded such, we don't have as much editing to do. Apart from when we want to take out small segments or put bits in when we want to put on the YouTube channel. Conversations we never run out of because of myself is why I'm here. So whereas like Chris may get stumped, but he has got a lot to talk about. So the likes
I just need pointing in the right direction normally.
Because the likes of weird animes and mangas that we discussed on our first thing.
That's a point.
I have fallen behind a One Piece, but what's great is that I have Chris that can help speed me up.
One Piece has been going mental lately, but I don't want to talk about it just yet. As much as I really want to, not yet. However, I have just finished Demon Slayer.
Nice.
And I freaking loved it. Season 1's animation I thought was great, considering it was like its first season. And like normally first season animes, they have to impress, otherwise they're not going to get. Then the movie came out, One Piece, as in the second one. Then Mugen Train, I believe was the name of the movie. That I didn't actually see the movie, and then they released it as an arc as well, as like a mini season 2.
Yeah, they wanted, because the idea is that you can have a sum up that would not be as extended, whereas the arc you would have all the
they had it, a bit more extended. It built the Hashira's identity a bit more, and it gave you a bit more context. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible, while still trying to express my love for it. But then season 2, the Entertainment District arc, was like a movie. Like the whole thing. Because normally action anime, especially shonen, you'll get most of the season where you'll build up for the fight, then you'll have a short fight.
Whereas in this one, the fights actually last a long time.
Half the season was the fight. And every action sequence was just like like.
I mean, if I sum it up for the people that are not aware what Demon Slayer is, in theory the name does sum it up.
Yeah, the name does give it away quite.
However, it's basically they are an organisation that's there. They're not exactly supported, but they are doing their best to keep the demons at bay. Basically, it's kind of more. It's not as well known to the public, but there are people that go through, and it's like if you've ever seen The Witcher. And you know when people go on their trials and stuff like that, not everyone comes back. So becoming a Demon Slayer is quite a high thing. It's not like any man can basically go in and do it. You do have to have skill, and the odds of survival are quite low.
Yeah, and the stronger the demon, the lower chance. And you do have your rank as a demon slayer. So obviously you get picked. Like, oh, these guys are this rank. They'll be good for this sort of level demon. So, but no, it was generally the Entertainment District arc. The animation was phenomenal the whole way through. And what I like about the story is it's a simple story. This show isn't going to win awards for stories, for storytelling. Like, it will have a few touching moments. What will win you is the animation and the fights. Also, the intro to season 1 is a banger.
Oh, God,
I will stand by that. Like, it's so much of a banger. It's on my on repeat playlist on Spotify because it's my main gym song. I freaking love it. But yeah, I just love Demon Slayer. Like, Tanjiro, such a sweetheart. Nezuko, I'm going to be scared to see how powerful she gets.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I want to see how they link it back to Muzan.
Oh, when they go back, to everything.
Like, just how it links. And I haven't seen Black Clover yet.
Good. I've been reading it. I've started reading it. But it's if you like Demon Slayer, you will like it. You can either choose to watch it or read it. I'm reading it more than watching because I just like to read more of the mangas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I normally read because I normally find it difficult to find time to watch.
I won't spoil it, but you'll love one of the mentors. He's funny as hell.
I probably will. I'm deciding whether to watch or read. I might read to catch up, then I'll watch. Because I can binge. Like, I can read the whole of One Piece in like 2 hours. Which is like over 1,000 chapters.
Yeah, because I think it's...
Because I've done it.
I know he's taken a break, I think, after... He's taken a break after One Eye? 1,000, because he wants to make the next scene really good, like drawing it. If I remember.
Yeah.
I think he's taking... I don't know if it was a month or something he's taking, or... He's taking a bit of time so he can really add, because it's the build-up is going to be good.
Yeah, the currently One Piece is just so hype. Yeah, chapter 1043, which came out yesterday or Saturday, depending where you read it. Just, like, I don't know where you are.
Oh, I know a lot of the story goes and what's currently where the build-up is happening, because I know all of that. The one thing is interesting, though, is that you're finding more about this crew more than anything else. And you just got to realise... Obviously, there's also the One Piece Red, which is going to say about Shanks. And I think they said that is going to be canon. I can't remember if it is.
I think
it is
canon. I think they mentioned it might be canon, but they haven't confirmed it yet.
Yeah, because if you think about it, in reality, you don't know as much with Shanks.
Yeah, we know very little about Shanks.
We know he was like one of the best swordsmen.
Yeah, he's one of the best swordsmen, and he's the only one of the 4 emperors that doesn't have a devil fruit.
So he can swim.
Yeah, that's the main thing. He's the only one out of them that can swim.
Yes.
To be fair, Kaido doesn't need to swim. He can just stand up.
Or fly.
No, he can't use your devil fruit. He can't use his devil fruit power underwater that easily, can he?
But if he's above a certain threshold, he
yeah, true.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Or he just turns into a giant dragon. You just drag his head out.
The only reason why you know that is because when Luffy can use his abilities above, when he's fighting in the Chef Act, he can still use that. So as long as he's not in the water, but I think you've got about a couple of seconds before you can do it. But the best way of fighting really is using the sea
stone.
Yeah,
sea stone.
It is a cool weapon though, because you see Smoker use it. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah, because I've been reading / watching One Piece since about 2008. I think I started during the Fishman Island arc.
I started watching it when it was on Cartoon Network, which was like 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, because hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Everyone remembers that.
Yeah, I watched a couple of episodes of that when I was in like Spain as a kid, and I was just like, this show's really weird, and I didn't get into it. Little did I know, like 5 or 6 years later, I would be hooked.
But it is good. I mean, it's lasted far longer than even the creator knew.
Yeah, I think he always knew it was going to be a long series, but I don't think he thought he'd have to get to the end of this series.
Originally, it wasn't meant to have like the big four. I think it was the Sea Warlords that added.
Yeah, the
longer.
Shishibakai.
Yeah, that made the story longer because he got more ideas as he was going along.
But to be fair, he's made them fit, especially Doflamingo. Because that one's just been a pivotal bit for the Kaido bit.
And he's not finished yet.
And then Big Mom with Sanji. It's been a ride. It's been great.
Yeah, because you consider the likes of the men. If you think about it, it's like a mentor. So if you think each one has kind of been, so Big Mom was like Sanji's one, Zoro's one. I guess he's slightly Wano now.
Wano is Zoro's arc, if you think about it, because it's samurai.
Obviously, what I was thinking is that it's either between Shanks or I think it is Blackbeard's going to be Luffy's one.
Yeah.
And Shanks will probably be more or less not easily giving it over, but more the mentor kind of way, because he wants him to surpass, but he doesn't want to give him the easy way.
Yeah, Shanks won't make it easy for him.
No, but only because to test his mettle.
Yeah.
If you think Shanks basically grew up alongside the actual King of Pirates.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want that. It's not a title that you can just throw around.
No, but there's only a couple of arcs left after Wano, and Wano is nearly done. I think Wano's probably got 10 to 20 chapters left.
Yeah.
And I'm including a party in that.
But I have a feeling after the ending there'll be more of the
spin-off.
So they might be
spin-offs to cover all of the things he didn't get to cover.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they will cover all of Usopp's journey. I think there'll be a spin-off for just like a few chapters to cover the rest of Straw Hats making their dreams come true. Like one, or like the realization that they can finish their dreams will be at the end of One Piece, and then there'll be like the Naruto after series, where you got Naruto before the Boruto series, and you'll just get like 10, 20 chapters of like them achieving their dreams.
Or the best thing that they could do is leave it open-ended, so basically everyone can think of how you don't. Because the thing is, with most stories, you don't need a definitive ending. There's sometimes the open ones, and then leave it to your imagination how you want them to end. I mean, it's like you see it in any anime. If there's like couples, people want to see these two. Like in action ones, there's a load of people that like to couple people together.
Yeah, the ships.
Yeah, and the thing is, it won't happen in the series because it's not what they're about. Because putting a relationship into stuff does take a lot of work, and the fan service at one.
Yeah,
where it's like
Naruto and Hinata.
Yeah.
They didn't actually officially get together until the movie.
Which then was like more of an impact because you could focus on that type of content. But it's the same with like some games. I think it was in Outer Worlds they decided not to add romance because it wouldn't work in the story. And it's one of those steps where everyone thinks it might be easy to add romance in, but no. Like real life, it's actually not that easy.
No.
It's not like a Sims where you can bribe people with like all these gifts and try and go up that way.
What are you talking about? That's not what I did in my game.
Yeah, so...
Story of Seasons.
Yeah, let's just say being a farmer and having access to a load of stuff, even if it's just something you think is crap, you'll win the hearts of the villagers. He went for one that I didn't think he was going to go for, though.
Yeah, basically, for Christmas, Mark got everyone in the group a Nintendo Switch game called Story of Seasons. And I didn't play it straight away, and I wasn't the best. I couldn't figure out how to get tools to start with. I was being a real dumbass.
Oh, mate, I too. I was thinking, how do I get the tools?
I didn't realise I already unlocked the tools. They were just in my inventory.
I know. So
I just like, okay, so what am I going to do? And I was talking to, and I was like, right, which one? And I went for the museum girl, Raina, but simply because basically there's a whole bunch of people you could fall in love with. They had pink hearts in the game, and then there was people you could.
So what you had in the game is you return to a town where your grandpa used to be, and basically you're working on his old thing to bring the town back.
His old farm, yeah.
And what you do is, over time, you can talk to characters if you want to interact with them, which is good because it then brings the city more alive. So as Chris was saying, you've got the pink hearts, which is all your romance options, and what was interesting about this game is it didn't define your sexuality.
Yeah, so you can fall for guys or girls.
Yeah, but obviously you can only get with one person. You can't.
You can't be poly.
Yeah.
You will be mono. But you can choose whether it's a straight relationship or a gay relationship.
Yeah, and it's not too bad in the sense that you can increase the hearts anyway, even after you're married. But it will always stay pink, just for the fact that there used to be an option. It saves changing the heart of the colours with coding, so there's a bit extra steps. But what's quite interesting is that you build it up, and then you get scenes that you might see. They might not trigger all the time. It might be like the right time in the day.
Yeah, it's time. It's also, it's normally the day after you finish a heart. And you'll either have to go to a specific location or their place of work.
Yeah. And what's quite interesting in this game as well is that you can get pets. Well, you can always get pets in the game, but it always used to be a dog. You never used to have the option to have different kinds of animals.
I have a pet cat.
Same. I've got 4 at the moment. I'm just waiting to get a Loki, which is going to make sure it's a black mischievous cat.
Yeah, I've got a caring. Oh, what type of cat do I have? American
Forest?
Something like that. I called it Jelly. I called it Jelly after Scar's cat, Jelly. You know, Good Times with Scar the Minecrafter. Just
a little shout out there.
Yeah, to Good Times with Scar. Love him. Great player.
You're looking at me like you want me to continue.
Yeah, I do. My brain's just gone.
So in the game, it's quite interesting because it sounds easy and simple, like where you're just harvesting, but you do grow attachment because you're building it up, and it's almost one of the best features because when you're seeing something develop and grow, it's what I love about games. It's like some of the survivor games that I've had where you see buildings build over time, so ruins turning over. It's a nice feeling that you're seeing something get brought up to its former glory, and you can see the progress from where you've come. And the good thing is you can put down paths, fences. Fences don't always work how you would want them to work. Like depending on, when you first start in the game, it's not worth putting fences down around the barns. Not until you decided what you want an open bit, because you have to literally build it all the way around the barn to get a feeling it won't clip onto the building like you might assume. No,
which is a little annoying. It uses extra wood, but you get to a point where you have enough wood and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
or stone, depending on what you build out of.
And also the game can help you later on, because when you're actually doing work, you find little spirits, and won't spoil it for anyone that wants to play, but later in the game...
Well, as soon as you get a certain level access with the spirits, use them.
Yeah, don't be like me and leave it for thinking, I don't need them. No, they're worth using. But we won't divulge too much into that.
No.
But in other things, obviously, Marvel has got quite a lot planned this year.
Yes, I was wondering if we were going to get to Marvel today.
Yeah. So obviously, we've got Doctor Strange coming around the Halloween time in October.
I thought it was sooner than that.
Unless they changed that, I thought it was around October time.
I thought it was May.
You know what? Yeah. This is the glorious thing that I can do. I can look it up.
Well, we got Moon Knight coming first. Moon Knight?
Yeah, the series coming out. Now, if people are not familiar with Moon Knight...
Yeah, you're going to have to talk about this because I genuinely don't know.
To summarise...
I'll Google you.
To summarise it, Moon Knight is not a character that I know as well as others, but if you are familiar, like how you like the antics of Deadpool with fighting, he's kind of a crazy fighter, and he's... in theory, not like Tony Stark, like massively rich as he was, but he can develop his own stuff. And the powers granted, without saying too much, are quite interesting. But yeah, he's crazy and no one can follow it. So at one point in like the comics, Taskmaster wouldn't copy Moon Knight's ability whatsoever, morely for the fact that Moon Knight, even though he could die, will get in so much harm and damage. He's just pure brutality and crazy.
May.
Now, during my talks, my co-host has corrected me and in fact has said it is May.
Doctor Strange
for Doctor Strange, which
the
will be
Multiverse of
interesting
Madness.
because that's meant to be a gateway to open up many portals. No pun intended. But supposedly this might be the start of the next saga.
The next phase.
Yeah.
Phase.
Because
we're in phase 4. Phase 5?
It will be phase 4.
Phase 4.
Because we're on the borderline of phase 4 intro. Because at the moment they're still rounding up films. Because like obviously during the outbreak time, Black Widow was meant to be part of phase 3. Unfortunately, due to delays and various other things, it came out, but not when it should have. It kind of got overlooked by others. But the new series that are coming out. So obviously most people have watched like the Hawkeye, and they've seen how it's building up.
Yeah, Hawkeye, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. It was Falcon, but they rightfully changed it by the end. And obviously WandaVision.
And the thing is that's building up the characters, and it's going along where it's introducing
and it's all canon as well, which is great.
Yeah, and the only stuff that it might get interesting is depending on what they want to do after these next few films. If anyone's familiar with like the Spider-Man universe, you've got one film that we don't know if it's going to be in the Spider-Verse or if it's going to be in the MCU, because it's borderline, and there's 2 trailers that hint on both sides. If you think some of them almost make it look like it's the setting of Andrew Garfield,
Venom,
and all of that, and that kind of hints, but with no spoilers, what the new Spider-Man had in what's coming up. It's an interesting topic.
It's still early days. We will have proper speculation on it once he knows a bit more.
I'm mainly keeping quiet about some of the stuff I know.
Yeah, we will get into more detail once we know more detail. I think that's the safest thing to say.
Yeah, because I know what the comics go, but obviously with the movies, there's no point saying something.
And they don't always do comic accuracy.
No, because if it was, there'd be some very bizarre scenes that are really funny. But yeah,
it's but also with Marvel, like we didn't really catch up on this much last, and we're not going to do too much tonight because I think Glenn would really love to be here. Or at least on the stream to do Marvel. And if you're listening, hi Glenn.
Hello.
But
especially Doctor
Strange, I think
that's one of his top characters.
Yeah,
same as mine.
But how have you finally caught up with the shows? Have you watched them yet? No.
But I know.
You know the plot. I know. But I wanted to talk to you how you found them. How you found they did the shows?
From the bits that I have seen and the episodes, they are quite good. Hawkeye is one I enjoy because you're taking the only proper human Avenger. I mean, Black Widow, yes, but she was more developed through means. Hawkeye, depending on how you follow it, has got a background of like stuff, and he has got power, but he is the most human. He's not. He was the one in the Avengers that kind of grounded them. He was the grounder of it. He was the human side of the Avengers, even though Tony was thinking way far ahead. Elements of artifacts that were, and he pretty much died, came back many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a grounder, and it was interesting to find out how he's got on after the Avengers and who he's training up and who takes the mantle, and how they changed some of the characters that got introduced. So everyone's favourite character, well, second favourite character, because obviously you had, I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Well, the actress.
Yeah.
Which one? Yelena?
Yelena, yeah. Her.
Or...
There was her that everyone loves, or there was the guy that everyone loves as well. But I can't remember the actual actor's name. But the sword guy, basically, originally everyone thought they were going to go a different way, which they could have.
Oh, the stepdad.
Yeah. Everyone thought they were going to go one way with him.
And by the end of it, he's just having the time of his life.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm being useful, yes!
And,
I'm loving this.
And it's just funny because it's how Hawkeye's comics actually did go, because similar how the show went was very similar how some of the comics went. And
which is nice.
And some of the comic stories of Hawkeye are quite interesting, where he basically had an apartment complex that was dedicated to the Avengers, like a secret. A lot of them, he would be like the recruiter. But obviously, he's still trying to get over his past of what he done, because obviously he everyone takes a dark turn eventually, but he
managed to get out the other side, and he's trying to repair that.
Similar how Bucky was doing, because Bucky was basically doing a redeeming factor, and that's what was quite interesting.
I like how both characters got to do that arc.
You got to see the new, and the one thing about Bucky, obviously, where like he is the Winter Soldier, he always will. It's not a bad title necessarily.
No, but what I like about Bucky was there's one distinct thing that people noticed was when the first time in the early part of the season of Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's lying on the floor. He's asleep, and that's actually a reference to Captain America 2 and the Captain America and the Winter Soldier when Steve meets Sam and he goes, "It's your bed, isn't it? It's like falling into feathers. You think you're gonna sink." And then by the end of the season, Bucky's asleep on the sofa. Like, it's not a bed,
no,
but it's actually a sleeping surface, which is a lot softer.
And he gets a rest, an actual rest, versus not being in cryo and
not being cryo. He's not getting the nightmares,
and he's not getting hunted down by some organisation.
Yeah, he's actually doing better, which is really nice for Bucky because he has had a shit 70 odd years.
And he knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what's really funny is that everyone think how much of a geeky nerd he was.
Yeah.
He's read Tolkien. And
I read The Hobbit when it first came out.
And
was it in 1931 or something stupid like that?
And if you remember, he went to Stark's
Stark Expedition
and like
in 1940 something.
Yeah, and like most people think like he's not like the geeky, but no, he is. His character,
he's a full-on nerd.
That's what makes it interesting. It's the most human character, but it's the most overlooked because you think of the action and you think of the others. That's what Marvel did well. It's the small things that you'll notice if you rewatch.
Yeah,
and how it goes.
The small details they put into the characters, the nuances, their character habits.
Yeah.
It's like someone pointed out that a lot of the time, the way Steve would stand to make himself feel more confident would be the hands on his belt, in which Bucky used to do a lot. And obviously, that's because to Steve, Bucky was the confident one.
Yeah, he was the inspiration originally because obviously, as you all remember, basically Bucky was already drafted to go in, and he always used to look after Steve from like when they were kids. Because basically, he had no muscles at the time, and it was quite funny that
scrawny Steve, so cute.
But that was what was good about the What If series.
Yeah,
the What If series where they took a turn on it and how they implemented new strategies and how they introduced it further along, and they also went more down the supernatural element, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Because there is a game that I was quite interested in that was meant to come out this month, but I don't know what's happened to it. And that was the Marvel Midnight Suns, which takes more of a supernatural turn of events. So you might think of all all the big threats like the alien species, all of this, but Marvel does have quite a lot of the supernatural elements, like with the magic and all of that. This element takes more where Hydra's basically woken up the demon, and basically she's ready to summon her master, which will cause the end of day. And that's like corrupting modern ones. You are actually playing as the son or daughter, depending on how you want to make your character. And you're basically going hunting her down. And you're trying to fight it. But you got the characters like Blade to make a return. You've got Magicka that can make the portals. You've got a few characters that obviously, like Doctor Strange, that go in. But yeah, you're someone that's like quite ancient. And at one point, one of the characters calls you like kid. And it's like, you do realise that I am 3,000 years older than you. And it's just quite funny. But as I said, I'm looking forward to when that game comes out.
Yeah.
But it was meant to come out soon. It's like, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah. Well, you have to keep us posted on that. However, I am going to start looking at wrapping this up because unlike last season, we're probably not going to do 2 3-hour episodes.
No.
We'll probably keep them down to an hour. And
it's less editing because we're doing it naturally and we can engage with people. So like if you've got questions or anything, you can always ask
and what
us.
we'll try and do is if you have questions for us, we'll open up like a little question bit at the end of each episode so you can ask us questions and we can answer. Yeah. We won't do it for this episode because... Thanks, Doc. But we're not going to end the stream here. We're just ending the podcast episode.
Yes.
We're just going to have a quick on-stream talk at how we feel like it went. So you can give us some feedback. Yeah. But to tie this episode up, I'm going to do the standard outro. So have a drink, have a laugh. We love you from the bottom of our guts. And until next time, ta-ti, bye! And then I do this.
Just a couple of guys